summarize the whole season, kind of coming in and getting really consistent playing time, making the playoff push and having that be mixed some? What do you take away and how do you apply that to the offseason?
I mean, it was a really long year. We basically had 2 different teams, so just me trying to figure out my role in different spots. Early on in the year, I was playing more of the 4, kind of more in that like dunker area. So definitely added some of that to my game, but just being able to stretch the floor and be a defender. I think one thing I want to work on this summer is just being more aggressive offensively and being a playmaker. Even if it's not me shooting the ball every time I'm touching it, just getting downhill and being able to make plays for my teammates. So I definitely felt like it was a good year, though, and I felt like nobody thought that we would be in the Western Conference Finals. So it's definitely something just to look back on.
And then, before the season started, we had talked about in Chicago, they had you in kind of a specific 3-and-D role, and you knew you could do a little bit more. And it seems like you did get a chance to show some of that this year. Would you say just the growth in the different parts of your game?
Yeah, for sure. I felt like Darvin and Rob let me play a little bit more. Definitely got to show more of my passing side of things, and even then letting me initiate on plays and just bring the ball up the court and just show that side, or like rebound and bring the ball up for fast breaks and stuff. So definitely feel like that was shown, but I still want to capitalize on that a little more this summer. So,
Troy, coming off of last year, the front office was intentional about trying to get younger, switchable defenders, add shooting where they can, and you were one of the first additions in the offseason that I think checked all those boxes to some degree. What was the nature of your conversations with Darvin and Rob about your potential future with this team, considering your free agency?
We had a good conversation. We just talked over the season and basically summarized everything, just talk about things that they want me to work on this summer, and, just talked about overall how the year went. It was a really long year, and I definitely had my moments and definitely some times where I wasn't there, and just talking about where I can pick up on and where I can be better at. It definitely was a good conversation, and I felt good going out of it. So, yeah, it was very progressive.
Have you thought at all about what it is you want for yourself next fall, I guess in a couple months, in terms of whether it's role, whether it's continuity? Have you given any thought?
I feel like for me, if anything, I'm just looking back on what I could do better and how I could be better for this summer. Just right now, just starting the process of watching film, especially like during the playoffs and seeing where I could have been better, and just times in the year where like I feel like I could have been more aggressive, or plays could have been made, or defensively could have been better. So I feel like that's where I'm at right now, and then I'll let everything else happen on its own.
What was your reaction to what LeBron said last night at the end about potentially his future, talking about retirement? I mean, you were around him all year. Did you sense that from him ever?
Nah, Bron is a professional on all degrees, and I feel like that's human nature, to be his age and be playing at the level that he's playing at, putting his body through that much work. I mean, I don't blame him for feeling that way. Personally, for me, I feel like because of his love of the game, he will continue to play. But, I don't blame him at all, especially playing at the level that he's playing at all year, so.
Hi. Yeah. You played with Rui when he was a rookie in Wizards. What was the biggest difference from that Rui and this Rui?
I saw a lot of growth from Rui. Just defensively this year was great. Just seeing him grow. I feel like when he first got here, he kind of struggled a little bit trying to find his role. But just as the season went on, you just saw him in the playoffs. I think people questioned his three-pointer a lot. He knocked down a ton of shots for us in that Grizzlies series. He even had a big game in that Warriors series. And then just defensively, just seeing him blocking shots from the opposite side and, being able to guard Joker, it's just like one of those things where, for me, seeing him his first year compared to now and definitely seeing that growth, is something that I'm proud of, just being his teammate early on and just seeing the player that he's become is definitely great.
He also looked really happier here. Why do you think that was?
I feel like that was more of our team chemistry this year. Everybody was just very happy for each other. I feel like we had a lot of guys that could be starting on other teams, other places, but I feel like everybody just bought in, and even though our contract situations weren't perfect and stuff like that, I feel like we all still had the same common goal of trying to win a championship and come together as one for that. So I feel like just naturally with that, it makes you enjoy basketball and you don't really worry about all the other things. You just kind of take it one day at a time.